Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's practice. We will start in a seated position. You may want a block or a blanket because we'll be cross-legged or on the floor for a little bit. And today's practice will be focused on going inward, less outward projection, more inward reflection is our mantra for today. So observing maybe what's been coming up for you in life, where you've been feeling blocked, and notice also where you feel like the path is just so obviously cleared for you. And notice the inner space that you have to simply be, to be witness to your path, to be witness to yourself, to be in each moment. So getting into a comfortable seated position with whatever support you need. Sit tall with the hands just onto the knees, closing the eyes. Notice the breath fill your lungs with ease. And notice yourself soften as you exhale. Again, with ease. Notice a sense of spaciousness within. And feel the sense almost like you're leaning into a wall. So your upper body will start to physically feel lighter. It will be easier to feel your chest open and the heads of your shoulder bones pull slightly back. Feel your hips, your sit bones anchor down just a tiny bit deeper to the ground. You'll notice a gentle firming around the abdomen. So we'll start into our first practice or kriya of ego eradicator. So reaching up through the hands, extending the arms. You want the arms locked into place here. Fingers curl in toward the finger pads, thumbs point in. So we're at about 60 degrees here between the arms, creating a nice arc line. Again, you feel relatively relaxed in this place. And we work our breath of fire, closing the eyes, active exhales, passive inhales, and begin. Breathe in, thumbs together, fingers extend. Hold, your pelvic floor lifts. And exhale, circle the arms down, fingertips to the ground. Inhale, sweep the hands up, gaze upward. Exhale, side bend to the right. Right hand comes down, left hand reaches over, left hip anchors down. Keep your chest open and forward. Inhale, up to center. Side bend to the left. Left hand down, hinging to the left. Keep your chest open so you feel the right shoulder pull back a little bit. And we'll come up to center. Hands down, Anjali Mudra. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathe in, extend through the arms. So this round will be longer. Curl the fingers in, thumbs point to the midline. Close the eyes and begin. Shoulders down, extend your arms, keep going. Good, thumbs together, inhale. Pelvic floor lifts, hold. Exhale, circle the arms down. Inhale, sweep up. Side bend to the right. Center to the left. Fabulous. Center. Lean back enough so you can reach the legs. Keep whatever ankle on top that's on top and just extend the legs. So you're in a modified Navasana, and then cross opposite ankle on top and bring the legs in, crossing the legs. Fingers curl in, thumbs point to the midline. Breath of fire, begin. Keep going, keep pumping your belly. Active exhales, passive inhales. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach up. Side bend to the right. Center to the left. Center. Boat pose. Extend the legs. Keep the ankle crossed on top. Then undo the cross of the ankles and let the legs lengthen down out in front of you. Full inhale. And exhale. Open the legs wide. So just slide the legs to your edge of width. Your arms are still up. Feel your tail move slightly back, and then we'll bring our hands down onto the legs. So hands could be on the thighs or on the shins, just not on your knees. Sit tall. Full inhale, think of your chest puffing out. As you exhale, just slide your hands maybe a little bit further down your legs, but keep your chest up. So you're feeling some weight with your hands down into your legs to help keep that open heart, but also the groundedness through the hips. So you're feeling your tail move back and your chest work forward. And that's going to help you eventually deepen your fold. But it's nothing that we rush, right? Because you can also feel it deepens the stretch for the inner line of the legs. So maybe you can spread your toes, open your heart. Another breath in. And as you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat in front of you now and just walk them forward. Keep your chest up. Hands are on the mat, elbows stay up as well. So imagine like downward dog arms. You're staying super strong and your belly draws in so your heart can pull forward. Think of your triceps wrapping inward and then lower your elbows. Maybe. Your chest still pulls forward. So if your elbows lower down and it starts to feel super uncomfortable, then just don't do it. Continue to work the open heart because it's that hip and spinal position that allows for the elbows to eventually come down, yeah? Not to mention the flexibility and openness in the hips. One more cycle of breath. And let's float the elbows, walk the hands in. Hands slide to the inner knees, lean back so you can easily bring the soles of the feet together. You can switch your grip to your ankles, let the knees open wide. Hang on to your ankles as you once again connect with your chest pulling forward. Your elbows pull backward. Think about your tail moving slightly back and then draw your belly in to help anchor your tail toward the ground. So it's not going to touch, but like just imagine your tail reaching down, chest pulls forward, and maybe you can slowly start to relax the forearms down on the mat and your upper body can actually soften here. Breath in and out. Gaze toward your hands. Reach your arms forward. So rediscover those down dog arms. Wrap your triceps in. Pull your heart toward your fingers. Imagine your heart moving ahead of your thumbs, but without compromising your stretch here. So just thinking about those actions, I find is often enough, but otherwise they're micro movements, little adjustments. Now stay strong here. Start to draw the belly in to bring your upper body up. Fingers sweep forward. Draw the legs together. Slide the toes to the ceiling. Navasana, boat pose. Breathe in. Now as you breathe out, let the knees bend. Keep the heels hovering as you draw them in toward your bum. Peace fingers, index and middle fingers, wrap around the big toes. The elbows are inside the knees, and we float the heels back up to the ceiling. Open your heart, pull your chest forward to your toes, and pull your toes up to the ceiling. Your legs do not have to be straight, just work your edge today. Find your balance. And, if available, breath of fire. Press your thumbs into your big toenails. Breathe in. And release. Bend through your knees. Let the heels come down. Release your grip. Now from here, just sweep the feet to one side and shift into rock pose or thunderbolt pose, as we know it in our hatha practice. So just shimmy your hips in between your heels. Now we'll be in this position for a few minutes. If this is uncomfortable, use a bolster between hips and heels. Use a blanket behind the knees, whatever you need to do. Get yourself situated. Your hands will come onto your kneecaps and we'll revisit that same thing. So think of your tail moving back, your chest comes forward, and you find your heart able to open up here. Okay, so that's our first movement. Then our exhale is we round and you feel your tail come in. We inhale, find that nice shift in the pelvis. When we exhale, we round it in. Okay, so we'll continue to do this, active inhales and exhales. Okay, so we inhale, exhale, and we will keep a fairly moderate pace. Let's begin. Beautiful. Inhale, hold, exhale, neutral spine. Hands on the thighs. Just pause for a moment. And shift into downward dog. So coming to table, of course, shifting your props aside for a moment if you're using them to float the knees off the ground, hips to the sky. Enjoy this as a nice long stretch, working to expand through the backs of the knees. If the legs don't want to straighten today, that's okay. Working every little bit as it arrives. Another inhale. And on your exhale, we'll come back down into rock pose. Untuck the toes. Shimmy the hips between the heels. Set yourself up as you need. Bring your hands to your knees. Pull your chest forward as your hips pull back. So we find that beautiful open heart position. The tail works backwards. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, cross one thumb over the other, right over left for men, left over right for women. Draw the elbows toward one another, feel your throat open up, your heart is open. Extend through the arms, reaching the knuckles to the wall behind you. And you can stay here, slow, deep breathing, or you can work your breath of fire, active exhales, passive inhales. Begin. Breathe in. And release. Breathe out. Come all the way up. Come into dolphin pose. Forearms on the mat, elbows shoulder width apart. Lift the knees and hips up. Chest moves toward the shins. Hips to the ceiling. Big toes push down. See if you can find all that space you've been creating behind your heart, around your ribs, in your chest, in your breath, in your mind. And lower the knees down. Untuck the toes. Slide the legs back so you land in Sphinx pose. Hips are down, untuck the toes. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Palms are flat out. Breathe in, breathe out. And just think about that same type of positioning we've been working on. So not that you're really going to move at all, but just imagine your tail just kind of moving away from you, like toward the ceiling. Again, you're not really going to move. Just imagine that bone structure floating to the ceiling. Then as you feel that, push your elbows down, grip your fingers into the mat, feel your heart lift a little bit more. Now push your pubic bone down in the floor, allowing your tail to relax. Notice the lightness that just moved through your upper body, and press your elbows down a little more firmly. Visualizing like you're opening your heart a little more, like a proud sphinx. Feel the space between your shoulders and your ears. Sometimes the neck can feel a little jammed up here, so we'll work with the neck. Take a halfway bow. Keep your arms strong though. Your legs are strong. Pause halfway down. Think of the crown moving forward. You gently pull your elbows back in space. Just feel the grip on the mat. Inhale, lift your head back up, neutral. Now, optional to work your breath of fire here again, active exhales, passive inhales, or you can just do slow, deep breathing as we continuously find this halfway bow and lift back up. Let's begin. So keep going. We're working, of course, some massage in toward the belly and the pelvic area, but we're also getting some stimulation into the kidney area, into the bladder meridians, even a little bit into the stomach and liver meridians. So stay with your breathing. Keep going. Good. As you come up, just pause. Allow your natural breath to return. Optional to float the elbows up. Seal pose. And lower the elbows down. Stack the hands, open elbows out, and just rest your head down. Breathe in and breathe out. You could bend the knees and just windshield wipe the feet side to side. And come all the way into stillness. Relax your legs down. Plant the palms onto the mat below the shoulders and press yourself into child's pose, bringing the hips to the heels, forehead to the mat. Arms stay stretched out in front. And nice and easy. Let's come all the way to table. Now you might want to face the wall for this. Bringing the forearms down to the mat, elbows under the shoulders, working into our forearm balance. Tuck the toes, float the knees, you find dolphin. And whatever edge opens up for you today. So you might want to work on reaching one leg up at a time. Maybe you're working on hopping up and holding. Maybe you're working on keeping one foot on the wall and holding. Just pick a space to work on for a little bit of time. And know that whatever is in your practice today is great. We've warmed up the positioning in the hips, the shoulders, the spine. So be where you need to be. Eventually, just settle out of that. We'll come all the way back down with ease. Find your child's pose. Forehead down. Maybe your hands reach back toward your heels. Nice and easy. We'll roll up to seated on the shins. And we'll come into tabletop pose and downward dog pose. Full inhale and exhale here. Look forward and lunge your right foot forward. Lower the left knee down. Untuck the toes. Find a beautiful Anjaneyasana as the fingers sweep up and back. And the hands come forward and down. Tuck the left toes, float the knee, step to down dog. Your right foot comes back. Step the left foot forward as you look forward, and we'll bring the right knee down. Untuck the toes. Find your Anjaneyasana here. Nice and open. And we'll bring the hands back down. Tuck the right toes. Step to down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Beautiful. Let's look forward. We'll step the feet wide as the yoga mat toward the hands. Toes point out to the sides. Sit down in your squat malasana. Elbows to the inner thighs, inner knees. Elbows press as the legs press. And then think about leaning back a bit. Thumbs pull into the heart. Press your big toes down. Beautiful. From here, we're working our forearm balance again. So we bring the hands down the hips start to lift so that you can bring your elbows and forearms down to the mat. So you'll find your edge here. You might need to step your feet back. It's a pretty deep squat. But either way, we find the lift. Eventually your hips come up. Maybe you find a little hop, maybe a little float. Maybe you found something a bit different. Notice the core awareness. Again, you can just play here for a moment. Eventually, come all the way down and just find your child's pose again. Let's come up to seated on the shins. Sweep your legs out to one side. And you might want to scoot yourself up to the wall. And we'll send our legs up the wall. We won't be here for too long, but get the legs up the wall. Let your arms just relax. Let your legs straighten out here as best as you can. Notice that beautiful sense of groundedness through your body. Notice your ability to be here now, focusing on the inward reflection. Place the soles of the feet on the wall so your knees are bent, and bring your arms down by your sides if they were overhead. Your fingers should be able to touch the baseboard. Press your feet into the wall to lift your hips, lift your ribs, shimmy your shoulders a little closer together so you can feel your weight is onto the tops of the shoulders. It's not on your neck. We're working into our shoulder stand here, but we're doing it bit by bit. So you'll bring your hands maybe toward the lower back as you continue to adjust your shoulders. I suggest keeping the feet on the wall and just continue working the hands toward the shoulder blades and the elbows closer together. Aiming to get the hips over the shoulders, knees over the hips. And if it works for you to extend the legs, that's great, go for it. Toes can reach up. Just make sure your foundation doesn't get compromised. Breathe in and out of the nose, nice and easy. Continuously discovering reach through your toes if your legs are extended. We're almost there. Mindfully bringing the toes back to the wall if the legs were out. Releasing your arms, and you'll lay your spine down from top to bottom, super mindfully and slow. Use the awareness of your core. Take your time. Eventually lengthen your legs back up the wall, and you can bring your arms overhead. Pausing here for a few cycles of breath. Nice and easy. Bend through the knees so that the feet are once again on the wall, but the thighs are close into the chest. Your arms can just stay wherever. Let the feet wiggle over and down to the right. So you're in a nice twist here. Your shoulder blades stay flat down on the ground. Breathe nice and easy. Notice how it feels if you slide your left knee fully on top of your right one. It might mean your shoulder blade comes off the ground. You can use your right hand to help secure your knee in place while you let your shoulder relax. And nice and easy, let's come all the way back to center, releasing. So you can walk the feet over and down to the left. And just hanging out here to start. So notice the knees are likely not even right now. That's okay. Just let your body hang out with the shoulders flat. And then as you continue to relax in, see about bringing the right knee on top of the left. Again, that might cause your right shoulder to lift off. So if you'd like to work with gravity here, use your left hand to keep your right knee in place and just let your right shoulder gradually soften back toward the ground. Notice how easy and natural your breath is. And nice and easy, release. So you can come back to center. Enjoy a breath in and out here. Then just turn to one side so you can easily lengthen yourself out on your yoga mat. So just scoot yourself away from the wall. Lay flat on your back. Make sure that your toes are not touching the wall when you relax out. So take up some space. Shoulder blades flat. Arms relaxed out to the sides. Close through the eyes. Scan through your body. Notice the sensation of the active prana throughout your body, life force energy. Feel the cosmic pulsation of prana within you. Focus into your third eye without expectation or judgment. Simply focus and breathe and observe what comes up for you. Soften the spaces around your heart. Notice the path that lay ahead. Notice how clear it is because you've been doing your work, the inner work. And notice the spaciousness that's in your heart, in your body, in your mind. Recognize the courage that it takes to be you here and now, and go through all the things that you've gone through and will go through still. Recognize your courage to step forward again and again as you continue to walk your path. Recognize the divine warrior within, able to meet and greet the world with a sense of peace and a sense of strength, and knowing how to balance between the two. Let's enjoy a beautiful inhale as we reach the arms overhead. Stretch out through the legs and release. Gently drag your heels along the mat to bring your knees in for a squeeze and a lovely little rock side to side. And take a moment, roll yourself up. Find a seated position that feels comfortable for you. And we'll bring our palms to Anjali Mudra. Let's draw a full breath in of loving gratitude into ourselves, and a full breath out of loving gratitude for everyone else. Thank you all for our practice today. Namaste. And I sure hope you feel super fantastic and moved in a few ways. Yeah? Let me know how it all went for you. And of course, thank you so much for being here, for being you, and for showing up every day on your mat, because we all know it makes such a huge difference in everything else, right? Yeah. Lots of love, everyone. Bye.